Thank you for coming to Godly Play by video. We're going to start with the welcome song. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Now just with our hands. Today's story is not in the desert bags that we sent home. It takes place on this piece of fabric. But even though you don't have all the pieces of this story in your desert bags at home, I think you can probably still tell this story maybe with something you make or you build yourself. All right, this has a lot of pieces that I have to get ready for you. Now I'm ready. We can begin. The people of God came into the promised land. David became the king, and he gathered the people of God from the north and from the south. All the people were gathered together, and he took the city called Jerusalem from the Jebusites, and he established that and called it the city of David. Now King David and the people of God were living in Jerusalem. But something was missing. The ark. The Ark of the Covenant, where they kept the 10 best ways to live, the 10 Commandments. David sent his army to bring it into Jerusalem. They came in with a parade, and David danced in front of the ark. They built the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, around the ark. But it wasn't quite right. David wanted to build a house for God. Was it right that the ark was kept in this tent while David lived in a palace? He wanted to build an ark for God, but David was not allowed to build an ark for God because he was a man of war. After King David died, his son Solomon was the next king, and Solomon did build a house for God. All the people had to help in building the temple. Some of them went far north to Lebanon to bring fine cedar boards to build. Some went to the mountains to get stones. Some traded for gold. Some wove fine fabric. We started to build the temple. There was a big court in the front where people could gather. And in the back, there was a special section called the Holy of Holies, and this was only for the ark. Only the great high priest would come into the Holy of Holies, and only once a year, on the Day of Atonement, the holiest day of the year. In the front of the temple, they put the same things that they had used when they were worshiping God in a tabernacle in the desert. They put this table where they always kept 12 loaves of bread for the 12 tribes of Israel, and the 7-branched candle stand, menorah, and the incense altar. People would walk through and smell the cloud of incense, and it would help them get ready come close to God. Temple was decorated all over with carvings and with gold. In front of the temple was an altar for sacrifices, like the one they used in the tabernacle, but much bigger, and big bronze bowl for washing after the sacrifice. On the day the day that the temple was finished and they brought the ark into the Holy of Holies, the whole place was filled with light, a cloud of light and glory. They knew God was here. When everything was finished, King Solomon stood at the front of the temple and spoke to all the people. King Solomon prayed this prayer so everyone could hear it. O Lord God of Israel, there is no God like thee in heaven above or on earth beneath, keeping covenant and showing steadfast love to thy servants who walk before thee with all their heart. But will God indeed dwell on the earth? Behold, heaven and the highest heaven cannot contain thee. How much less this house I have built? Yet have regard to the prayer of thy servant and to his supplication. King Solomon also prayed that this would be a house of prayer for people of the whole world who would come here to pray and to find justice. King Solomon was known for his wisdom. His father before him, King David, had been known for the songs he wrote and for war, but Solomon was known for the wise sayings, some of which were written down in the Bible, and for the temple. Finally, after 40 years of being king, Solomon died and was buried in Jerusalem like his father David. And his son became king after him. I wonder what your favorite part of this story is. I wonder what part of this story is the most important. I wonder any part of this story is especially for you or especially about you today. And I wonder if there's any part of this story we could leave out and still have all the story we need. If you go to Jerusalem today, the temple is not there. It was destroyed when the people were taken into exile. They came back and rebuilt it, but it was destroyed again by another army. In Jesus' time, it was rebuilt again, but years after Jesus died, it was destroyed again by the Roman army, and it has never been rebuilt. You can only find pieces of the stones left. And we don't know where the ark is at all. So I wonder, if the temple is destroyed and we don't know where the ark is, I wonder where the 10 commandments, the 10 best ways to live, I wonder where they are kept. Thank you for sharing this time with me. You might want to take some time to respond, either by drawing, writing, maybe building something, or reading the Bible to find out more about this story. Only you know what you will do for your work time. I'll sing the goodbye song to send you on your way. Go now in peace. Go now in peace. May the love of God surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Now with just our hands. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go in peace.